Apollo Travel, Orlando.
Hey everybody, this is Bruce with Apollo Travel. I'm here with Squid with Haunted History Tours. Just had a tour with you. It was absolutely amazing, fun, entertaining. So tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Why do you do what you do?
So I was born here, not in New Orleans. I was born in Baton Rouge, but my family's from New Orleans, and so I'd grown up with the stories. I'd grown up with this history being shared with me day in, day out. Come Katrina, my family picked up. We kind of stopped hanging out down south. But I was drawn back to the city in about 2018. So I moved back here, and I'm down on my luck. I'm looking for a job, and I have a good friend who did this as a job. And he was like, "You like telling stories. You grew up with this history. Why don't you try it out?" And I give it a month, and I absolutely fell in love with the job. I get to share my stories and my history and my city's culture with other people. Sometimes I get to learn what they have and what they brought with them. And New Orleans, having survived as a city that shares stories about itself for its entire history, is continuing to survive that way. So I get to be an ambassador for the city, but then I also get to tell everyone my stories, and I get to tell them about our history and about our culture.
So why do you do what you do? I mean, is it just a job? Is it a passion? What's
Well, it started off as just a job. It started off as something just to pay the bills, just to get by. But I started falling in love with it. I fell in an unfortunate accident that took away my ability to walk for a little while. And when it happened, the first words out of my mouth were, "Oh my goodness, I'm a walking tour guide." So I realized in that moment that I was absolutely in love with this job. I've tried to leave it before, and it did not work, and I came right back to it. I think I just fell in love with teaching people our history, and I felt like it connected me deeper with the city and where I'm from and where my roots were grown.
So with all the history, all these things, what's your favorite?
Ooh, that's a really hard one.
New Orleans.
I like a lot of the folklore stories. A lot of the legends and a lot of the myths that come out of New Orleans culture and society do have some of their foundation in reality. So like across the street we had talked about the Hanging Boy of New Orleans that has a huge story associated with it from one tiny little scrap of our history. And so what I like the most about our history, about our culture, aside from just all the weird stuff that has happened here, is how we continue to make good things happen, and we continue to share stories, because here in New Orleans, we can make up a story about a ghost, we can make up something fictional, but the fact has always been stranger than the fiction.
So with all the tour companies out here, and there are a bunch in New Orleans, why Haunted History? Someone's coming, and they've got all the tour companies to pick from. Why do they pick Haunted History?
So Haunted History is one of the oldest tour companies in the city. We've been around about 20-25 years. We employ an entire spread of tour guides from all over the place. We have tour guides that were born and grown here in New Orleans. We have tour guides that came from across the seas and other countries to New Orleans because they were drawn here because of our history, because of our culture and society. Haunted History has some of the best reviews here in the city. We have been touted as one of the top companies in New Orleans for decades now. And moreover, it's a great company to work for. I have found some of my closest friends in this company. I have met people through this company. I've been introduced to great opportunities through this company. I don't feel like my boss treats me as just an employee or just a number. These are people that will text me on the weekends to make sure that I'm doing okay. How are you? How's your family? So, whole list of reasons why Haunted History.
So, if someone come in, what do you want to tell them to kind of welcome them to they're picking between Atlanta, New Orleans, Jacksonville, St. Augustine, those places. Why do they want to come here?
So you can go to any historical city in America. You're going to see old buildings. You're going to talk about some dead people. You're going to talk about a little bit of history. They're going to tell you something about a war or something about a big event that happened here. But New Orleans has an entire music that was born and bred here. We have an entire religion that was born and bred here. We have our ghost stories, sure, but we have, the French architecture mingling with the Spanish architecture. Well, we've been here for 300 years. We're a city that's built on top of a swamp that that is inhabited by, hundreds of thousands of dead. We literally walk amongst the dead, and we walk amongst our stories, and it's constantly pounded into our head, and we're reminded of it. So New Orleans stands apart from these other cities, not only for our uniqueness, but the fact that, we, in my personal opinion, have more unique things to offer. We have more interesting things to offer, because we're not just a bunch of old buildings with some war stories. We're old buildings, with voodoo to sprinkle on top of things, or for jazz music that will be played out in the street at any time of day for you to come and dance to. It's a very welcoming city. It's not just a tourist location. You come here and you feel like you're part of a family.
Because really,
Squid with Haunted History Tours. Bruce, Paw Travel Orlando. I want to go ahead and thank you. See you soon.